A reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him who brings glad tidings, announcing peace, bearing good news, announcing salvation, and saying to Zion, "Your God is King." Hark, your sentinels raise a cry. Together they shout for joy, for they see directly before their eyes the Lord restoring Zion. Break out together in song, O ruins of Jerusalem, for the Lord comforts his people. He redeems Jerusalem. The Lord has bared his holy arm in the sight of all the nations. All the ends of the earth will behold the salvation of our God. Responsorial Psalm. All the ends of the earth have seen the saving power of God. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done wondrous deeds. His right hand has won victory for him, his holy arm. All the ends of the earth have seen the saving power of God. The Lord has made his salvation known. In the sight of the nations he has revealed his justice. He has remembered his kindness and his faithfulness towards the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the saving power of God. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation by our God. Sing joyfully to the Lord, all you lands. Break into song, sing praise. All the ends of the earth have seen the saving power of God. Sing praise to the Lord with a harp and melodious song, with trumpets and the sound of the horn. Sing joyfully before the King, the Lord. All the ends of the earth have seen the saving power of God. The second reading is from the letter to the Hebrews. Brothers and sisters, in times past, God spoke in partial and various ways to our ancestors through the prophets. In these last days, he has spoken to us through the Son, whom he made heir of all things, and through whom he created the universe, who is the refulgence of his glory, the very imprint of his being, and who sustains all things by his mighty word. When he had accomplished purification from sins, he took his seat at the right hand of the Majesty on high, as far superior to the angels, as the name he has inherited is more excellent than theirs. For which of the angels did God ever say, "You are my son, this day I have begotten you"? Or again, "I will be a father to him, and he shall be a son to me"? And again, when he leads the firstborn into the world, he says, "Let all the angels of God worship him." A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came to be through him, and without him nothing came to be. What came to be through him was life, and this life was the light of the human race. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. A man named John was sent from God. He came for testimony, to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He was not the light, but came to testify to the light. The true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came to be through him, but the world did not know him. He came to what was his own, but his own people did not accept him. But to those who did accept him, he gave power to become children of God, to those who believe in his name, who were born not by natural generation, nor by human choice, nor by man's decision, but of God. And the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us, and we saw his glory, the glory as of the Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. John testified to him and cried out, saying, "This was he of whom I said, 'The one who is coming after me ranks ahead of me, because he existed before me.' From his fullness we have all received grace in place of grace, because while the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God. The only Son, God, who is at the Father's side, has revealed him." Excerpts from Pope Francis' message on Christmas Day 2020. A child is born. A birth is always a source of hope. It is life that blossoms, a promise of the future. Moreover, this child, Jesus, was born to us, and us without any borders, privileges, or exclusions. The child born of the Virgin Mary in Bethlehem was born for everyone. He is the Son that God has given to the entire human family. Thanks to this child, all of us can speak to God and call him Father. Jesus is the only begotten Son. No one but he knows the Father. Yet he came into the world for this very reason, to show us the face of the Father. Thanks to this child, we can call one another brothers and sisters, for so we truly are. We come from every continent, from every language and culture, with our own identities and differences. Yet, we are all brothers and sisters. At this moment in history, marked by the ecological crisis and grave economic and social imbalances only worsened by the coronavirus pandemic, it is all the more important for us to acknowledge one another as brothers and sisters. God has made this fraternal unity possible by giving us his Son Jesus. The fraternity he offers us has nothing to do with fine words, abstract ideals, or vague sentiments. It is a fraternity grounded in genuine love, making it possible for me to encounter others different from myself, feeling compassion for their sufferings, drawing near to them and caring for them even though they do not belong to my family, my ethnic group, or my religion. For all their differences, they are still my brothers and sisters. The same thing is true of relationships between peoples and nations, brothers and sisters all. At Christmas, we celebrate the light of Christ who comes into the world. He comes for everyone, not just for some. Today, in this time of darkness and uncertainty regarding the pandemic, various lights of hope appear, such as the discovery of vaccines. For these lights to illumine and bring hope to all, they need to be available to all. We cannot allow the various forms of nationalism closed in themselves to prevent us from living as truly human family that we are. Nor can we allow the virus of radical individualism to get the better of us and make us indifferent to the suffering of other brothers and sisters. I cannot place myself ahead of others, letting the law of the marketplace and patterns take precedence over the law of love and the health of humanity. I ask everyone, government leaders, businesses, international organizations, to foster cooperation and not competition, and to seek a solution for everyone. Vaccines for all, especially for the most vulnerable and needy of all regions of the planet. Before all others, the most vulnerable and needy. May the child of Bethlehem help us, then, to be generous, supportive, and helpful, especially towards those who are vulnerable, the sick, those unemployed or experiencing hardship due to economic effects of the pandemic. In the place of a challenge that knows no borders, we cannot erect walls. All of us are in the same boat. Every other person is my brother or sister. In everyone, I see reflected the face of God, and in those who suffer, I see the Lord pleading for help. I see Him in the sick, the poor, the unemployed, the marginalized, the migrant, and the refugee, brothers and sisters all. May the star that shone brightly on Christmas night offer guidance and encouragement